Are these trending wellness products really worth the hype, or are they just snake oil? I'm talking about Celtic salt, Seamoss, GLP-1 probiotics. I want to get into it. It's going to be a good one. Grab your coffee and join us for Casual Friday.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's see.
It is Casual Friday. Get a little comfy, a little cozy, and like clockwork, Mike always says, wow, you look so comfortable. I wish I got that comfortable.
I actually brought a pair of sweats, but for the gym afterwards.
You could have gotten comfortable.
I know.
We had time.
Oh, well. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
So, yeah, aren't you kind of curious? I literally was legitimately curious for myself. So I've been doing some research for a while on some of these things and just reading and kind of, and one of them I'm actually trying. But you have to be cautious, okay? You have to be cautious with wellness fads because, again, I don't want to villainize any of these products because that's not it. I feel like there's benefits to a lot of different things that people have to offer. The problem with companies, though, is they take a potential small benefit and they just put all their marketing machines behind it and make it seem like it's just like the answer to your prayers.
Seen it time and time again over the years.
That's what drives me crazy. All right, let's get into some housekeeping before we get too far down the rabbit hole. Scan the QR code on the screen for all the relevant links, but subscribe, rate, and review us. We really do appreciate it. Plus, make sure you are following our Instagram because we're going to go live for a few times in the next week or so because we're not going to have an episode now until next year. So this is officially our farewell. It's not officially our farewell. Monday will be our farewell, but we're not going to have an episode after Monday until I think like January 3rd or something like that. We're going to miss 2 episodes basically. So, but we're going to go live.
And we know how much our people love going live. And by the way, it's a farewell to 2024, y'all.
Yeah, it will be. Monday, officially our last episode of the year.
Yes.
And then when we come back, it'll be season 6 of Candidly with Coffee, which is
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Season 6. Feels good not to be brand new at this. We got some, experience, some podcast experience.
I feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's not, I just can just talk.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, like, because podcast is a hot thing. Everybody's trying to do it these days, and they're starting from scratch, and they don't know where to start. They're just being told, you got to start a podcast, but they don't know where to start. It's taking us a lot of trial and error, to get to where we're at.
It's always a work in progress.
It is.
I'm headed to San Diego.
Yes, you are.
In the morning time for me. Obviously, it will already be done by the time you guys listen to this. I'm already back, but it's a quick trip. I fly to San Diego. We stay the night. And then early in the morning, I drive all the way back to San Jose with Alyssa. Probably like 9-hour drive.
My buddy was asking me that. She goes, why was you? I was telling him, yeah, my wife's flying to San Diego and driving back with her daughter. He goes, why doesn't she just drive down? I go, oh, because they have her little pup. And I think the pup doesn't have all the shots. And I think she's bringing Christmas presents. So
yeah. And I don't want her to do that alone.
That's what I said. No way. Hell no. It's too risky. She's going to have to pull over for gas. She's going to have to go to the bathroom at some time.
Yeah, it's no way.
You're going to leave the dog unattended in the car.
No.
And we already know
there's so many things that could go wrong on that trip with just a girl and her dog. Are you kidding me? Yes. Absolutely not. That's not an option.
No.
She was kind of like, no, don't do that. I'll figure something out. And I knew she wasn't going to figure something out. So I booked the flight a long time ago. And I just booked it, and then when it started to become a thing, I was like, yeah, well, I'll go there because I already booked the flight. Because if I would have listened to her, I'd have then be paying $250, $300 to book the flight to just get to San Diego. I paid $49 for it because I thought ahead of time, like, you know what? She's going to need me to go there. I have a feeling.
What happens real quick on the flight? Like, say you decide you couldn't make it for that date. Are you allowed to rebook it for something else? Southwest,
I'll get the credit. I'll get I'll be able to use that confirmation code as a credit. So I wouldn't have lost the money.
Insane, because it costs more in gas to get there than it does on a plane ride.
I know. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Well, when you get the deals, you can get great deals.
Yeah.
So if you jump on it, like on those cheap fares, like you get $49 to San Diego one way. I mean, $49 each way to San Diego for straight flight for, all the time. I see them offered all the time.
Jump on them. Try to book a hotel out in advance or Airbnb and jump on them just to get out of town.
The thing is, it's like, why not? Because, it's so cheap. And if I don't end up using it, I don't lose the money. I could just get a credit towards another flight at another time. You're always going to need it at some point.
Yes, so true.
So yeah, that's what I'm off to. So wish me luck, or you'll be, I'm sure you'll see that I'm back by the time you guys hear this. But also want to remind you guys that my BBC 16 waitlist is open. It is my 8-week program. It is the bold, balanced, and confident program. And the registration opens very soon. It's going to be a really good round. We are doing a special workshop for working out so that you guys get a really good, strong start to your 2025 goals. We are also going to do a workshop on loving yourself first and what that means, setting non-negotiables, getting organized for 2025 so you're in a really good position to reach your goals. But it's going to be a lot about learning how to prioritize your own needs, because it's kind of like the whole concept of put your mask first before you help your family, right? Before you help your kids, because if you don't have your mask on and you're trying to help them and then you pass out, guess what? They're asked out, you're asked out.
No one's no good.
And there's a very strong lesson in that, So that is what we're going to go over in this round. Every round has a new theme, but the basics stay the same. We get it, your nutrition. We get all the basics handled: nutrition, fitness, macros, mindset, all of that stuff. We're just adding more and more things to the program. So we're really excited about that. And then also our elite clients, that's our one-on-one client group. We're taking new clients as well. So if you're interested, we're doing a really good promotion. You have to book your consultation call. It'll be with my daughter, Alyssa, prior to the first of the year, and you will qualify for that promotion. But I will say, only serious people, people serious about making a 2025 total transformation.
That's it.
Like making this your year. Like you are ready to commit. You're willing to do what you got to do, and we will 100% help you get there.
And listen to your coach. That's why you hire us.
Mm-hmm. The first thing that we will do, I'll tell you right now, is we're going to set your 2025 goal. What that dream goal is, what you like, that feeling, that goal that makes you a little like nervous but giddy. We're going to set that goal. And then we're going to break it down into little milestones. And I'm going to show you that it's not that hard. It's not that hard when you break it down. 6 milestones gets you to your dream body, basically.
Yeah.
And that we're going to show you how to do that. We're going to lead the way we have a great team. You're going to join a team of people that are already on the ride. Team Esco Elite. We just launched merch, and we're doing all kinds of kind of fun things for our elite group as well. Mike's always in there hyping them up in the group, because we do have a community group page where everyone commingles.
Yeah.
We do a weekly Zoom call. You have check-ins with us. It's really like a platinum coaching package though. So, but again, if you're not even sure which program is right for you, whether it's bold, balanced, and confident, whether it's Team Esco Elite, book into a consult call and we can help you figure that out. All right, let's talk about snake oil. First one I wanted to talk about, because I saw it at Erewhon, and it was like $40 for a little jar of Seamoss.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this Seamoss stuff? Man, the claims on Seamoss, there's people that'll be on Instagram saying they grew their hair from thin, frail, brittle hair to this long, like down to their knees, thick, luscious hair. You see all these crazy claims.
Are they promoting the product?
Yeah, of course. They're promoting the product. They're
hit my link to the product type
yes,
deal?
This is my product and this is what it does.
Gotcha.
So what I will say is, what are the benefits? What are the real benefits of Seamoss? Because like I said at the top of this, it's not that I'm saying that the items we're going to talk about don't have real benefits, but let's be realistic and true about them, right? Honest. So it's nutrient dense. It contains iodine, magnesium, calcium, potassium. It does support thyroid health if you have an iodine deficiency, which there are people that have an iodine deficiency, therefore their thyroid isn't functioning properly. And they're not even aware of that. They're not even aware of the cause of their thyroid problem. And it's an iodine deficiency. So Seamoss can help that. It contains a prebiotic fiber, which is good for gut health and digestion.
Okay.
It may help hydration and immune support because it has has minerals, magnesium, calcium, potassium. Those are electrolytes, basically. It's going to help you with your hydration. So here is who Seamoss will help. So Seamoss is going to help people that potentially have an iodine deficiency. Maybe they don't know it. It's going to help people who they don't realize they need electrolytes. Those are the people it's going to help the most. But if you don't have those issues, what is it really going to do for you? The snake oil claims that I have read, some people say it cures cancer.
Ooh, that's going too far.
I know.
You have to be careful. People who overstep their medical knowledge to say things like that.
The homeopathic type stuff. And you know why?
You have to be careful.
Because the people that buy it, they're like, oh my God, this is my answer. I'm going to forego traditional therapy and medication because I truly believe this. And then they end up in a situation where like, oh my God, I wish I would have just gone forward with the chemo or whatever. Now, listen, that decision is a total personal decision.
Yes, it is.
But it is sad when people, they put all of their like eggs into the basket of a random influencer who has a lot to gain.
Yeah. You got to be careful who you listen to, especially if this person has no medical background whatsoever.
A lot of people also claim that it helps with weight loss, which I don't see how that is possible at all. Based on the real benefits we just discussed, weight loss is not a factor there. However, think about this. So the reason why they can claim it helps with weight loss, let's just say someone who, unbeknownst to them, had an iodine deficiency. Therefore, they developed issues with their thyroid, which affected their metabolism. Said person takes Seamoss, corrects the iodine deficiency, fixes their thyroid, metabolism increases. That person experienced a weight loss benefit from taking the Seamoss.
Yeah.
But that's not a copy-paste situation. That's not for everybody.
No.
So you have to know in these kind of things that it's going to help the person that it's going to help because they're a match for that particular product.
That's so true.
It doesn't mean it's going to help everybody.
Listen, man, to me still, the majority of people still need to be in a caloric deficit for weight loss.
I mean, yeah, of course.
That's it.
But the thing with that one is if they perceive themselves to be in a caloric deficit, but they don't know that their thyroid's not functioning properly because of the iodine deficiency, then the Seamoss would help.
You said it had GLP properties in there? One?
No, I didn't say that.
Okay.
So the other thing that, so basically it's not a miracle, but here's the thing, what it can do, and you got to be careful because iodine, it can be toxic if you have too much of it. So if someone's like, oh my God, Seamoss every day, I'm going to Seamoss my ass off. Maybe they don't have an iodine deficiency. They're just fine. Well, now they put themselves into an iodine toxicity.
Interesting.
It's the typical overcorrection that it's like kind of going to be my theme for the next few shows or last few shows. I keep saying people overcorrect.
Yeah, they do.
They overcorrect. So the iodine now becomes where it could benefit some people. To some people, it could be toxic because they already have sufficient iodine. They don't need a supplement that has more iodine.
What about raising their potassium levels?
Yeah, true. So
Right?
someone might not. But I think that, I don't know. I mean, yeah, if someone has an issue with, their potassium, potassium could cause a heart attack if you raise your potassium.
100%. I'm a witness to that.
What I don't know is that if potassium is something that the body can self-regulate and bring back down, like there's binder. I know there's medications that people, whether their potassium is too high, they literally have to take a medication that binds to the potassium to take the levels back down because elevated potassium will give you a heart attack.
100%. I was told that by my own doctor.
Yeah, and that can happen. And that's what happened to me when I got came back from Miami and the ambulance came, my potassium levels were elevated. And he explained to me that this can lead to cardiac arrest. He goes, not to scare you, but you have to be really careful because he goes, I had a 35-year-old who coded in my ambulance just last week from a potassium.
That's crazy.
Yeah, spike in her potassium. So it's got to be mindful. You can't just take something willy-nilly. I'm going to use that word. Willy-nilly.
Not at all.
You have to know. That's why blood work and testing these things and knowing your deficiencies and plugging the hole with your personal deficiency, not one that you're seeing somebody else plug, because that's good for them. It's good for them, not for you.
Good for thee, not for me.
Yeah, good for thee.
You can't assume. We're all different. All our cells are different. Blood work is different. You don't know internally what's going on until you get your blood work done.
Yeah. So something to keep in mind, not to say that it doesn't have benefits. Clearly, it has some benefits. It's a healthy little thing to do, but you might not need it. You might get your electrolytes somewhere else because you don't need the iodine. And then it's one other thing to worry about. Okay, I don't want to overdo iodine. Now I got to look up what are the signs of too much iodine. How many people might be listening to this podcast going, oh, shoot, I bought that $40 Whole Foods Seamoss.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to grow my hair.
Right.
Because another thing too, if it's like a domino effect. You really just have to understand your body and where your own personal pain points are, because it's like somebody who's experiencing thyroid issues because they have a deficiency with iodine. The thyroid issues will cause hair loss, brittle nails, low energy, things like that, right? So then for the right person, someone taking Seamoss, they are going to shout it to the rooftops that it helped them. They're going to be like, wow, my weight's lost all, my hair is better.
Yeah.
I feel better. Because for the right person, it could be a great supplement.
I can only imagine.
So just make sure you do your research. Is it right for you? Because it's not right for everybody.
Especially with people who are suffering from having a hypothyroid, and all of a sudden it's back to normal.
Yeah, if that's the cause.
You're going to be jamming. You're going to be like, supercharged. You're going to feel good.
Yeah, and you know what it is? And the issue with a lot of the reasons why these types of things that have minerals are so beneficial, because now more than ever, there's a lot of mineral deficiencies because the soil is where we get our minerals, and they're over-farmed and contaminated.
Yes.
And so we're not getting our minerals from traditional methods anymore. Like just eating a good whole food diet is not enough because the quality of our food, we no longer eat from the land.
Right.
So even if we think we're eating whole foods, well, it's still depleted of a lot of minerals.
Yeah.
So, chances are, we are deficient in a lot of minerals. I think it's just important to figure out which ones, are important for you and which ones, you might benefit from. But I think that's why the things like this that are high in mineral content are beneficial, and why they're, popular now is because more and more than ever, we're deficient in minerals. So we're having a lot of these types of problems.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the over-farming.
Yeah, way over-farming.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. That's what's causing it. So I didn't do this. This episode is not to bash these products. It is just to be realistic about it. Just have you think about it a little bit more.
Don't buy into the hype. Because a lot of times people buy into the trend and the hype and they automatically hear things and think verbatim, oh, it's good. I heard from 1,000 TikTokers that this product's amazing. So people, what do?
Just make sure it's right for you.
Yeah, they run out and go get it because they heard.
Yeah. So the next one is the Celtic salt. Is it Celtic salt or Celtic salt?
That's a good question. I always thought it was Celtic salt.
It's probably Celtic salt. I probably messed it up.
It's all right.
You know why? Because the Celtics, the Boston Celtics.
I know. It's the same, right?
Same spelling. But anyways, I digress. Celtic. It contains trace minerals like magnesium, potassium, calcium. So everything that we just talked about, it's because people are deficient in minerals. So it's benefiting a lot of people to do these types of supplements that have the minerals. So again, it's going to support the hydration, electrolyte balance, critical. But the snake oil claims are that it detoxes the body. Your kidneys and liver do that naturally. We do not need external detox mechanisms. We have kidneys, we have a liver.
And let me tell you something. You cannot control their functions. They do their job for you. That's the reason why you're alive. Yeah. They keep you alive for a reason.
Let me ask you this. Do you drink alcohol? Your liver works. Your liver works because you'd be dead if it didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Because alcohol is a toxin. And if your liver wasn't properly processing that toxin, you'd be dead.
And not to get off topic, but people have done something dumb where they bypass the liver with alcohol.
Stick it in the butt?
Yes. To get loaded fast, and it works immediately faster. Probably super bad for you.
Are you kidding me? With alcohol? Mm-hmm. How do they get their alcohol in there?
I don't know. People do crazy stuff, man. Humans are wild with it.
I'm shooketh. I had never heard of that in my life. I have heard of like putting coffee in your butt.
Pills too. People have done ecstasy pills back there and they were dissolved.
Well, I know that in hospice, some of the medications are administered that way for like to get them quick relief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Faster.
Oh my gosh. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It is.
Another one, a snake oil claim that it lowers blood pressure.
I wish that were true. I don't know if it is or isn't. I do pink Himalayan salt on my food, but I don't do it for the minerals.
No, it's all salt, still contains sodium. Overuse can raise blood pressure.
Yes.
So yeah. So
have to be careful. I'm cautious. I don't go too crazy.
But see, again, a good example of why people overcorrect things sometimes is because, the pink salt craze came in. That's super popular. So what did everyone do? They stopped using the iodized salt.
Yeah.
But the iodized salt is where a lot of people were getting their iodine. So
exactly.
then enters in like the iodine deficiencies.
Right. Interesting.
So it's like
I never even thought about that.
Because you don't have iodine.
We used to use
iodized salt. The
course.
Morton Big Blue.
The Big Blue. Everyone used that.
There's iodine in there.
And I just use a pink Himalayan salt.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
Because I've assumed it's cleaner and healthier.
But it's like, here's my question. What's your knowledge of pink salt? How do you know? What makes it healthier?
Just stuff that I read. But I don't know how true it is. Actually, what makes it healthier? I don't know.
That's what I mean. And that's what happens. It's a passing on of information without details.
Yeah.
Oh, I just heard it was healthy. Well,
You're
healthy salt. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with pink salt. I love my pink salt.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like a game of telephone. You keep everyone passes on, and then no one. And 25 years down the road, we just talked about it, right? Like the false memories.
Yeah.
25 years down the road, you just think like, oh, it's just the healthiest salt there is, and you have no idea why.
I forgot why.
Does it have less sodium? Like the actual less sodium.
I forgot where I read. It's Redmond Light that I use. It's Himalayan. It's just, I forgot the difference.
I think it's because of it's minerals of some sort.
Different than the iodine.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared. I don't know.
No.
But another snake oil claim is that it balances hormones. They just listen, anybody that wants to sell anything to like a midlife woman will say it balances hormones.
Oh yeah.
Please do me a favor and say how so. Please, just say how. How so? What is exactly going to do?
True would have balanced your hormones.
Because listen, in menopause, your body just stops producing estrogen, okay? So it's not going to balance anything.
No.
It's not going to balance something that doesn't exist. It's not there.
It's crazy how they use these catchwords, these phrases, and people, they jump on it.
Balance hormones. Another one is reset the metabolism.
Reset.
Boost. Boost is another word.
Boost, yes. Heart healthy.
Jumpstart, boost,
Heart healthy on the cereals.
Catchwords.
Yeah.
So it is a cleaner, mineral-rich alternative to table salt, but it's still salt.
Salt is
so
salt.
It's mineral-rich. And that's where I think pink salt as well, it's rich in minerals, again, because we do lack minerals. But then as we do as humans, like I said, we overcorrect. Now it's all pink salt, all, Celtic salt. But where are we getting our iodine from?
Probably good to mix it up.
But because where else? I don't know what other food is iodine found in. I don't know. Certain vegetables probably.
Yeah. Did they have drops before? I don't remember iodine drops.
I don't know. All right. Lastly, and this one has gotten a lot of popularity because of the name, the GLP-1 probiotics.
Oh, yeah.
Because right away, GLP-1, that makes you like, ooh, this is great. You know, it's going to be like Ozempic or something like that. So we're going to talk about the benefits of these. We're going to talk about the snake oil claims. Okay. So the benefits, it stimulates GLP-1 hormone production. It's a true benefit. And that it will help control your appetite and blood sugar.
True.
So it supports gut health through the short chain fatty acid production. And that's what in turn stimulates the GLP-1 production. And when you produce GLP-1, it's a hormone that directly talks to the brain, the area in the brain that controls the need for food.
Okay.
So if you have that controlled, then you have less like thoughts of food and desire to eat.
Gotcha.
So that is what that is. It's helpful for managing hunger and cravings because it is going to help you balance your blood sugar. So it is best when paired with a healthy, balanced diet. So it's not going to do much all by itself. But it is, it is good for your gut and all of that. Now, the snake oil claims are that it is a replacement for weight loss meds like Ozempic and all the, weight loss meds. It is not effective like that. Like those are a whole other ball game. Okay. They don't quiet the food noise. They shut that shit down.
Shut it down.
So those people literally don't have to be following any kind of a program or whatever. They just don't have a desire to eat. They have to kind of force it. It isn't. So it's not going to have that same impact. Okay. But, I'm thinking there is a good place for something like this in somebody's regimen who's coming off of those medications, who's trying to come off. Because people just are not handling coming off those medications well. It's just not going well.
No. What do we predict 5 years
it's
from now?
It's not going well. They're not able to sustain the weight loss, having a really, really difficult time. It's miserable. It's actually affecting people's mental health. The doctors that really stand behind the GLP-1 medications for weight loss, like the Ozempic, the Wegovy, all of that, they also, for the most part, take a pretty strong stance on it. You're taking it forever. You got to take it in some form forever. It's not like a start-stop kind of thing. So the people that are trying to just start-stop, and they've gotten recently a lot more expensive because there's no longer a shortage. So the compound pharmacies, allowance to do that has shifted. So there's going to be a big problem. A lot of people coming off the meds that can't afford it, and they're going to struggle a little bit. But I do think that after reading about the GLP-1, it can't hurt, but there's also other things, that just fiber in general, having a fiber-rich diet. I talk about it a lot on my channel as well for women in midlife, for people in women in menopause. You're keeping your gut balanced with a proper amount of good bacteria and bad, like a good balance of the bacteria. I will say when you first start taking a GLP-1 probiotic, if your gut is not balanced, you will go through a period of time where you're going to have bloating and gas with the addition of the probiotic, because what'll happen is it's going to feed all the bacteria, and the bad bacteria will kind of like, it's like a battle in there to take over until the good bacteria gets control, and then it'll settle down. So it's usually like a month or so. But I did, because Transcend sent me one, so I decided to take it, and I did experience that. I was like, whoa, the first few days I was kind of like bloated and gassy. How
are you now?
I feel fine. And see, because I'm like, this is perfect for me, because you guys know I've shared it before. I take the tezofensine and I'm for my appetite control, and I'm phasing off of that. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start taking the GLP-1 probiotic in its place. And, but I did get bloated and gassy at first. But I did, another one of my clients who is coming off of GLP-1, she's going to try it. She's going to be on it for a while. Like, I was honest with her. I'm like, look, I've just been on it for about a month. I feel good. Like, I don't have issues with my appetite or no issue. I don't feel.
You don't complain no more about being hungry ever.
So I don't have, I feel good in that regard, but it's still early. But in my research and my reading, I feel like, yes, I think these are great. I do feel that the name is for the buzz. You're going to call it a GLP-1 probiotic.
Of course.
Everyone's doing it though. But if they're, I do trust Transcend. And since they came out with it, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll try theirs because I trust them. I trust them immensely with their products. So I'm trying theirs, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, let me try it. So I've been trying it a month. Like I said, yeah, it's not like, oh my God, but do I believe in the effects of balancing your gut and taking care of your gut health and all of that? Yes, absolutely. You have to.
People don't realize that, but gut health affects mental health. Mm-hmm. But people don't correlate the two.
There's a direct connection.
Yes.
There is also serotonin that's produced in the gut as well. Yeah. So, takeaway is, you guys, not all trends are bad. There's always going to be a little sensationalized marketing, lamping things up a little beyond what is the truth. I will also say not all trends and supplements, even though they have amazing benefits, they might not be amazing benefits for you. So, that's something to keep in mind.
You want to know something crazy going back to gut and gut health? Is professional fighters, we'll say MMA fighters, a lot of them, they'll talk about this later, that they get high anxiety and extremely nervous before they're going to step out into the cage, that they either have to go number 2 extremely bad or they have to throw up.
Because they're a surge.
Like you said, a serotonin surge. Or they raise their own cortisol, whatever.
No, it's a serotonin surge. And that's why people who take MDMA get nauseous and want to throw up.
We've seen
when it hits them.
Yeah, we've seen it.
That means the serotonin surge initial when it kicks in makes you want to throw up. Yeah. I mean, we saw a girl, she threw up. She threw up all over our table. Remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yeah. So that's the serotonin surge in the gut.
Ecstasy would cause a lot of people want to go number 2 bad back in the days.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like the runs are just like...
Yeah, you got to go to the bathroom fast.
Oh, my God.
The surge.
At the end of the day, you guys, there's nothing that's really a miracle out there. Stop looking for shortcuts or miracle solutions.
That's it.
Look for these types of things to supplement the basics that you're already doing, that fit, healthy lifestyle that you're already pursuing, but not instead of, or I'll do this instead. Don't do that because that's not going to end well for you.
Nope.
But thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one.
See ya.